Hi, welcome to Lala Speaks, where we sip some tea, we talk some shit, and we make you think. Well, today we're going to skip the tea, and we're just going to get right to making you think. So much has been going on in the world today, and I just really want to cover this real quick, so that's why episode 3 has come so quickly. Um, First, I want to cover the Cleveland gunman. So, I won't speak on this too long, but as you all know, my viewers, I just really want the viewers, the opinions of you guys, my viewers. As you guys probably know, about a week ago, an unstable man went live from Facebook and he killed an elderly man after breaking up with his girlfriend, Joy Lane. So, and he claimed to have killed others and also went further to make a claim to say he wouldn't stop until somebody stopped him, until he was caught. Now, although the authorities did put out like an APB and they did a press conference, the effort, in my opinion, was minimum. Like it was like and other people noticed it as well. So after a while, people began to say that it was a hoax and that any other time that the police would have or the authorities would have caught a gunman by now, especially, with him, doing what he did on live. So people were saying that it was a hoax and that, it wasn't a real incident. Me personally, and I do want feedback from you guys. I want to know what you thought about it, if you think if it's real or if it's a hoax or whatever, But me personally, I just want to say this. Just even if the stage is set, doesn't mean that the victim isn't real. Because I do know people in Cleveland and victims, the people that I know are friends with the victim's family, and so they said that the incident was that the victim was very real, whether the stage was set or not. The victim was very real. So I just want to know what you guys think. On to more heartbreaking, tragic news. Still in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're still in Ohio, where 2 teens have committed suicide. What makes this story even more odd and more tragic and sad is that these teens just happen to be a couple, boyfriend and girlfriend. The girlfriend, Mercedes Smith, committed suicide first after finding out that she was pregnant and going to her parents to, for support. And I guess she didn't get the support, emotional or mental support that she needed from them. And she decided that she wanted to end her life. So 2 days after she committed suicide, ended her life, her boyfriend took his life. Marquise Brown took his life 2 days after his girlfriend Mercedes, because people were attacking him, bullying him, blaming him for her death, and mainly her family. Allegedly, her family was doing these things to him. And before he took his life, he also went on Facebook, but he did a live video and made a very emotional, heartbreaking live video. You could tell that this boy was really in love. He was heartbroken due to the loss of his girlfriend, his high school girlfriend, who was now in college, and his unborn child as well, but he didn't mention that. But he was just really torn up in despair, and before he jumped to his death from a fire escape. Now, the reason why I'm bringing attention to this is because these kids were 17 years old, and they killed themselves 2 days apart. And I mean, they had every reason to live, but because they didn't have the support, or the young lady didn't have the support from her family. And I feel like us as a people, and I want to know what you guys think about this as well, us as a people need to start supporting our children. Everybody make mistakes in life, but we need to start supporting our children mentally and emotionally. Yes, make our children take responsibilities for their actions, but still have their back no matter what decisions that they make in life. So then they don't harm themselves or another life just because they don't have the support that they need emotionally from the people that they're supposed to love them and be there for them. Also, a lot of people is blaming the movie 13 Reasons Why. And the reason why people are blaming this movie is because they're saying that the movie deflects from the victim and blames everybody else around them. And this really ties into what Marquise did to himself, because everybody blames him for the young girl's death versus just saying, well, she just couldn't handle what was going on and decided to end her life. They had to take the blame off of them. They had to take the blame off of her, and they blamed him instead of what just really happened, which was, it was just a sad, tragic thing that happened. So, and then that led to him taking his life. So now it's 2 lives gone for no reason. And I kind of agree with that. I did, watch the 13 Reasons Why. And it's like, yeah, we do need to have awareness of suicide. We need to have awareness of what a person is going through when they're emotionally unstable, depression, because all those things are real. Mental illness is real, especially amongst, it's real amongst everybody, but for some reason it's a stigma in the Black community. And we need to bring more awareness to that and, take it more seriously, because it's not taken seriously in our community. But I do think that 13 Reasons kind of is not, it shouldn't be an educational tool for us to use to teach suicide, because we shouldn't blame other people for what somebody else does, when they in their life. It's not somebody else's fault. That person, it's the people just need to pay attention, and they need to be aware, and they need to just take it more seriously. And if you see somebody that's depressed or, being bullied, then you need to intervene. But don't blame people when somebody died, because it's not always necessarily the case of somebody's fault. Somebody is not always at fault. So 13 Reasons Why is very dangerous. And what happened to Marquise Brown is a prime example of why it's dangerous. And it's getting mad reviews. I mean, it's, people are watching it and they're using it as an educational tool to teach their children about suicide. And, when I was growing up, I learned about suicide, but it was through a HBO special, but it was not PC at all. I learned about it through the horrible, realistic reality of death. And it was about a young 9-year-old boy who teacher was bullying him at school. A young African-American young boy, 9 years old, whose teacher was bullying him at school. And, his mom disregarded his pleas for what was going on. And the young boy took his life. And, just seeing the emotion from that mother. And I was young at that time too. I had to be about 10 or 11 years old when I seen that. I still felt that, because I'm a human being and I have a heart, and so I felt that compassion when I seen that mother pleading and crying over the loss of her child. And I was able to identify with that child, even though I was not being bullied by my teacher, but still, he was a child just like me, so I was able to identify with him. So I've always taken suicide seriously, and those are the ways that you teach your kids awareness about suicide, not playing a blame game, but bringing awareness to what can lead up to it, and to take it seriously, and to try to help a person when they see a troubled person. You guys give me your opinion on what you think how people should deal with suicide. I will be placing a link up at the end of this video about suicide, the suicide hotline, you know, more information, you know, if you want to find out more about it. But suicide is very serious. Mental illness is very serious, and we need to start taking it seriously, especially in the Black community. Now, with all the things that's going on with our, you know, just in the world with our children, you know, it makes you wonder, like, you know, where's we headed as a race? Where are we headed as a people? Where is the youth headed? You know, is there any hope for us? Because, you know, we had the 15-year-old boy shoot himself on Instagram Live. That was accidental, but still, it shows it. What is the mindset of our people? It leads you to question that. What's the mindset of our youth? And how do we get this under control? Now, yes, there are people out here doing amazing things, amazing positive things, and I will cover some of those things as well. But I wanted to do this episode to just bring awareness to this young couple that lost their life, that elderly man who was shot on live, 74 years old. He lived all that life just to lose it at 74 years old, so tragically and senselessly. You know, like, where's the state of our people? Where are we headed? What's the mindset? What are the solutions? What can we do? So, now before I go, I also want to tell you guys one more story. And it's, you know, we really need to stop promoting, like, World Star fight videos, any type of fight videos whatsoever on social media. A video was recently shared and went viral of a fight, a violent brawl in California, and it was mostly women, and they're just out in the middle of the street and they're brawling, and this 20-year-old young lady ran down with a car, and the car reversed back on her and ran her over again, killing her. This young lady had a 1-year-old, well, not a 1-year-old child, but she had a child. And it's like, now this little girl is motherless. This young lady who's 20-year-old doesn't have a life. Her parents are without a child. You know, like, is it worth it? And people are doing stupid stuff like this and putting it on Facebook because you're liking it, you're sharing it. We bringing too much attention to it. So it's like, how do we get control of things like this? Because we have to stop this, and we have to take back our youth. We have to take back our children. We have to take back their minds, and we have to stop promoting violence, sex, drugs, just all the negativity. We have to stop promoting those things to our kids. If there's no hope for the youth, then that means there's no hope for the future. And our children are the future. Peace.